Okay, so if you're a current client, you can just log in using your email, password, and remember to tick remember me, so you never have to do that again. So if you're a new client, what you need to do is register here and select your plan depending on the number of employees that you have. In this case, the payment is pretty straightforward. It's like any other. So as a demonstration, I'm going to go to the free because I have only up to 15 employees. So my name is Tom Smith. Already selected, so you don't have to worry about that. And this is where you select your password, obviously. And away we go. So now here we want to name the company, so we're Thanks for Sharing. Position within the company, general manager. I can put my address in there, and in this case it's just a test address. Overview, I can say we are all about keeping in touch with our employees. Logo, just select what logo you want, put it there, and your logo will appear up the top. You don't have to have one if you don't want to. Save, and away we go. So now this is your dashboard. Now we need to engage our employees to let them know we are here. This is to give you a description of what the spreadsheet needs to look like. And this, you can click here and download an Excel template, and that will basically then you fill in the columns that you need. This is a copy, so I've got employee ID, I've got first name, surname, email address, mobile, venue 1, store 1, site 1. My line manager is the closest manager to me. It could be a store manager, a marketing manager, or whatever, and the manager's position. So then what I need to do is browse, and I will then upload the users. As you can see, upload successful. Now, if you're in a situation where it takes longer, it's only because you've got more employees and it has to work out how many you've got and so on. So here, this is everything in the spreadsheet, but you have new self-reporting work from home requests. These are the ones we are using so far. So now, because I've uploaded that, I will now receive an email to say, okay, employee, we're here, we're engaged, what do we do now? So we've received our email, and it's got our username and password. Username for an employee is always their email address, and now the password's given within the email. We now log in. Don't forget, remember me if they need it, but here we go. So keeping our work family safe, we now need to do one of two things. We either have to give a health check, more than likely you're going to give a health check anyway, or we're just working from home and there's nothing wrong with me. Let's do a health check first, so we're self-reporting. So employee details are given within the Excel spreadsheet that was uploaded. Am I full-time, part-time, casual? I know who my managers are. Do I have any symptoms? If you do, then you say what present symptoms you have, coughing, fever, it could be other, and it could basically be just cold symptoms. And if they are, it just feels like tonsillitis, whatever. Illness confirmed as, was it confirmed by the doctor and said, yes, it's a cold? Or did you have to be tested? Yes, I did. Yes, and the test date, obviously you can choose the date. What was it, negative, positive? So in this case we're saying negative. The dates of the result came through was also today, because generally they're for 24 hours. I'm self-isolating. Why? No symptoms, own choice. When did I start self-isolating? Well, on Friday the 17th. What are my reasons? Manager told me to. Travel history. Did I have any travel history from to where this can be important if people are returning home and they've been overseas? Obviously, we need to know when they went, not so important, but definitely when they returned, because are they in isolation, and where they travelled to, majority of the time it's going to be an infected country. Or you could have been exposed to someone that has COVID, and if that's the case, what date were you exposed, and what was the nature? Lives with me. So it could be anything, it could be your next door neighbour. Corporate use, we want you to see what your head office are going to be supplying back to you, and then you suggest submit the form. Your information has been submitted successfully. If you're working from home, obviously we've filled in your details, your contact number, the store you're at. So reason for working from home, other details. So self-isolation, manager told you, family responsibilities, and then we go on to the days that you're going to be working from home. So if it's different from your contractual obligation to your employer, you might decide that you're better off working on a Sunday. So you can select Sunday and you can put your start and finish time, and you might not be working for a Monday. Then you pick your days, enter your times. You can enter that from 1 to 5. It's freeform text as long as your employer can understand what you're saying. Manager's name, we know. Manager's position, work location, we would like you to say, where are you? Are you home? Are you at a different site? Are you at your parents' house? Whatever, just so they know where you're located. You can give an address if you want, that's entirely up to you. Tasks that you perform at home, are they different to your contractual obligations? Maybe there's certain tasks that you're unable to do because you're not at your work environment. So list the tasks that are different, so not able to, or if there's extra tasks you can complete, then add those. When are you going to start working from home? Well, I started working from home on the 7th, but you need to stipulate an end time. So the end time could be given by your manager or your employer, but stipulate when you think you might be back at work in your own work environment. That's something that can change, obviously, as time moves on. And then corporate use only, they will approve, put it on hold, reject, pend, and add any notes, submit your form. Form submitted. Your job is now done. So if your circumstances change, you have to log back in and update for whatever reason. You may be tested and not have the results, add the results. You may be now feeling ill, well, say that. You may be returning to work, say what date you're returning to work, because it could be earlier than you originally thought. So if any of these details in working from home or self-reporting have changed, submit and your employer will be informed. We've completed a form for working from home and one for self-quarantine, self-isolation. Now we have 5 users. Those 5 users are at 3 different stores. One has submitted a work from home request. One has submitted self-quarantine. What will happen is, as an employer, you will receive an email. One is self-isolation, first name, last name. Obviously that's going to appear as real names and you'll be able to see those in your database. The other one is for working from home, again, first name, last name. So in this case you can see first name, last name. If we scroll across, it's now up to you to have a look, read what you need to, and decide whatever notes you want to include. Is a return to work doctor's certificate required? You may feel that it's a bit touch and go and they have not been in quarantine or self-isolation for long enough, and then you submit that and say, yes, I want a doctor's certificate. Employees sick leave owing, you can place that in there because if they ever ask you, you would know. Employees annual leave, again, you can place in there to keep that as a record. Actions, whatever actions you feel necessary, and what risk do you think they are? So they could be low risk. Submit that and that will update your records. So we go back to the dashboard and now employee 1 is working from home. So they've submitted their information. Do you want to approve? So once approved, submit your form submitted. Your employee will now receive an email to let them know, in this case Tom Smith, that he's now approved to work from home. Thanks for Sharing is making sure we're keeping our work families safe. We share between employer and employee.